I'm okay, Lexi. Trust me, it's not a big deal. It's nothing I haven't dealt with before. It's gonna take a lot more than that to shake me up. Guess we'll just wait for more people to come in. Well, also with this satellite, there you go. There's the verification of what happened here. Oh yeah, I'm fine. Like I said, it takes a lot more than that to shake me. It's gonna take a lot more than that. And some flooding. It's gonna take a lot more than flooding, rain, and lightning. It was a surprise, that's for sure. But yeah, there you go. There's our stationary boundary. Storms eventually did start to move here, but yeah, that's how that video ended up coming to be here. It looks like the reports haven't still come in for the area I live in, which is just to the northeast of downtown. But that's not what we're here to talk about. This bad boy or girl in this case is what we're going to be talking about here. Yeah, that's what hit us. Yep, and that definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, was moisture from Idalia or Idalia, whatever you want to pronounce it as. I can really care less. Especially with the person on TikTok that was trying to be extra condescending today. But anyway, let's hope we can get this out to more people. Let me, I guess I should share this on YouTube and a few other places. Just give me a moment. Ah, yes, indeed, the internet, my favorite. Uh, all right. Oh, I forgot. I'm not on the right screen, am I? Well, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Okay. Oh, you did? Well, that's good news. Dang, where is everybody? I know I did it somewhat on short notice, but I thought more people would pop in. I'm pretty sure there's probably other YouTubers doing the stream as well, doing this exact kind of stream as well, so. Well, in any case, I guess we'll just go ahead and take a look at what we have now with Idalia. This is the 9A update here. This is at 8 o'clock, so just about an hour ago. We're right on the cusp of hurricane here. Hurricane force gusts are occurring with this. Lowest pressure at the center is 983 millibars, and storm movement is north. Hmm. Yeah, usually when one goes, the other is usually sure to follow right after with those. That's why I kind of like the old school washer dryer set. It doesn't care. Root beer will make you feel better. Shoot, root beer sounds nice, but I wouldn't mind a beer too after today. But that being said, I'll take either or, especially if you're offering. Man, we have a lot going on here. By the way, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button if you're new here. Also, hit that share button too, because we're going to get into the details with Idalia here. Might also talk about Franklin here and what just happened to me today, too. It's up to you. Tall boys sound nice. Tall boys sound very nice. It's not like it's going to matter because I'm not going anywhere after that. There's no chance. I'm not going to make it. But man, wow. Just tripping out on that radar image right there. And all that in 2 hours caused all that you saw in the video. No, I don't really swim that well. I can kind of swim, but I'm not a strong swimmer. And we're right next to the river, so those would be some rapids that we would end up swimming into. That's okay. I have a sense of humor. Well, anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and probably switch the window over here. We'll start out probably by looking at mostly the impacts around Florida first, and then just kind of work our way outward into the forecast models and beyond. Hope everyone's having a better day than I had. I mean, it was okay until the very end when, yeah. I mean, if you really just need to know, just look at the video. It's not really much to be said beyond that, truthfully. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing alright otherwise. So here's our current outlook right now. This is tropical storm Idalia. I was honestly expecting it to make hurricane before now, but wind shear has actually come into play here and slowed down the strengthening of this storm. But I think what's going to happen as we head into the overnight, this is going to really start to ramp up. We could get close to even category 2 by the end of the night. And then since I'm probably going to be flooded in from the looks of it here, I'm going to probably be able to stream tomorrow and Wednesday from the looks of it. So it's going to be interesting to see how things develop from here. But as of right now, and I actually need to probably pull up another window here. Just give me a moment. But as we can see here, major hurricane is likely at this point. And we can also expect to see that wind probability really start to ramp up here as now, with us looking at a hurricane pretty much down the pipe at this point. We can start to take a look at that wind field for and also the probability of hurricane force winds here. So right now, of course, with it being a tropical storm, probabilities aren't high. But as we continue to go on here, and of course this is also based on how many days out, this is probably going to change a lot within the next 12 hours for sure. But already you can see 50 to 60% chance within the Big Bend in particular. I'm really concerned about this also because a lot of that wind is going to be pushing more of that surge on shore. And this is why we have those storm surge watches and storm surge warnings here, especially around Tampa. Tampa is very, very susceptible to storm surge. Also around the Big Bend too, but Tampa is actually a little bit below sea level here, so that's probably one of the most concerning things here. But yeah, anywhere around Clearwater, Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, definitely going to be the points of interest. Also, while I haven't looked so far ahead to the tornado threat with the squalls that'll be coming in tomorrow, that's going to be another point of interest here, along with the flooding. Hello, Owen. So, one thing that's very concerning, of course, with not only the storm surge and the wind, will definitely be the flooding. I've already seen an example of that here, and we're not even in the cone at this point, but sheesh, man. This corridor right between Tallahassee into Tampa Bay, Sarasota, and areas to the south, definitely going to be the point of interest here. Also, there's a secondary area, and this is also concerning because with this hurricane here, maybe the center of circulation being here, this is going to help keep the water in for some of these areas here. It's fine, Owen. I'm past it already. I'm good now. I am all good. Shoot. Only real problem now is I'm flooded in. The home's not going to get flooded, but we ain't getting out of here. Yeah, it was just kind of surprising how that ended up happening. I think I know what caused it. It was just something I ate, or a combination of things that I ate together that really caused that. It wasn't anything of major significance. It was just I guess it was just a bad move. Donate on September 1st. You don't have to do that. You can if you want to, though. I won't stop you. Definitely will need it now, since I'm probably going to be out of work for at least the next couple days here. That was crazy, man. Just wow. So let's go ahead and look at peak surge here. They're continuing to go up on the trend here for this right now. I don't know why I keep clicking on this. I keep on thinking this is a cyclocane or something. But the Aquila River all the way down towards Chesahowiska. Oh, God. But this is going to be the peak point for surge. We're seeing 8 to 12 feet at this point. And then Tampa Bay, of course, 4 to 7 feet. Maybe even some areas up to like 6 to 9 feet. Definitely another point of interest here. Then, of course, the further south we go, the less impactful this will be, thankfully, at the moment. Cedar Key. Yeah, Cedar Key, if I remember correctly, is right in the right around here, if I remember correctly. I'm not entirely sure. There's no way to zoom in on this map, and that's one thing that's really irking me a little bit. Maybe cyclocane does have that, though. Let's go ahead and use that. Booyah. Alright. Also, by the way, anyone that doesn't know, this is a really good site to keep track of tropical systems worldwide, actually. So, this is a pretty useful resource, especially if you're going out of country into a different part of the world in particular. But I'm trying to get more information on this, but it's a little bit more limited with this. But here we can actually look at spaghetti models too, which is really nice. But this is what we have for the spaghetti models right now with Idalia. So far, we only have a couple that are pushing this towards major hurricane right now, which I find interesting. However, down the line, we do get one that goes all the way up to Cat 4 here. Yeah, I remember Ian all too well. That was one of the first hurricanes I covered on this channel. But what we were talking about here is the spaghetti models. Pretty crazy to see the drop in intensity here. However, I don't know if this is really valid. I'm not sure if these are completely up to date here. So I have my doubts with this. We'll probably see this change dramatically. Yeah, Ian was a funny name, but what it did was definitely not funny. So from the looks of it here, there's some really wacky models right here, like the AVNO member and the CEMN member. But from what we can see here, general consensus is still mainly towards the Big Bend. If it drops any further south, that could be a pretty dangerous situation, especially towards Tampa Bay. This was like the scenario that we were looking at with Ian. But this could be potentially stronger. It's hard to say right now based off of how things are trending. There's a lot of uncertainty with the models at the moment, so there's still a lot up in the air, so to speak, at this point. But still, the fact that we're potentially looking at yet another major hurricane here is a big problem here. Alright, so man, you have such a problem with typos. I thought Baconator was bad, but you got it pretty bad too. Anyway, let's see if I can get these to upload here. Alright. So this is what we're looking at in regards to wind shear. We're going to look at it from two different perspectives. We're going to be looking at, for one, the vorticity here. You won't see much on this one, but you get a good look at the storm, and we'll get to see how this really starts to strengthen as time goes on. The more contour lines that you see here, the stronger the storm. And this is a great example because we have Major Hurricane Franklin over here, which is Cat 4. And we have, of course, our tropical storm, Idalia. And right now, here's an interesting thing. This is not quite as impressive as what I saw the other day. If I go back towards yesterday's model run, I hear something right now. Hold on. Sounds like it's my computer. Wow. It's the first time I've heard it that loud. Kind of startled me a little. No, it's my computer. Yeah, that's sometimes how it has to be, Lexi. Well, actually, it looks like it's about the same. Nah, that's definitely my computer, but that's the first time I've heard it make that kind of noise before. I was a little concerned. I'm hoping not. It is pretty hot right now, though. I am concerned about that. What do we do about that? But anyway, I'm getting off track here. I think it's alright. It's just, it's been a weird day. Apparently, we had a power outage here even earlier before I got home. So there's that. But that's fine though. I think the noise has stopped. No, that's all good. I know what's going on here. We're good. We're good. Man, I guess my brain is a little bit all over the place still. So right now it looks like our saving grace right now as far as the storm is concerned. But it's interesting with the ensembles, whereas before it was doing a good job of picking up on its strengthening. Now not so much. It is picking up on wind shear, which is a good sign. It should weaken it a little bit or limit the amount of time it has to strengthening. But actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the hurricane model here, a legitimate hurricane model. So this is what we're looking at right now, and this is a little bit more like what we're expecting here. Wow, this actually gets really strong. This is a big time storm from the looks of this. A flood report. For my area? But anyway, this is what we're dealing with Idalia right here. 933 millibar low is getting awfully close to category 4 here, which I'm really concerned about. And then even as it goes forward from this point, even after it makes landfall, it does maintain its strength pretty well for a while. Even by the time it gets into the 31st here, which would be on Thursday, this is a 984 millibar low pressure system. Guess you can clip that one. Even as it starts to move out here and it gets back towards the Atlantic, towards Cape Hatteras, it's only increased back up to 1,000 millibars here. But nonetheless here, based off of what we're seeing, this is a pretty alarming signal here. So I'll go back. This is today's run. So here we are now. Here's when we really start to see that rapid intensification returning. And look at the eye wall that becomes really pronounced here by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Yeah, Idalia does need to stop. This is Tropical Tidbits, by the way, Owen. Very good site for tracking both weather over the country and really, especially tropical systems, of course, hence the name. But I'm looking at the HWRF model. This is a model that's especially set to track tropical systems. No, we don't talk about Hurricane Michael. Yeah, but it does kind of remind me of these storms that were rapidly intensifying before landfall. Real question with this is going to be just what kind of shape is this going to be in before landfall? Because if we go through an eye wall replacement cycle at the wrong time, this could really ramp up quickly before landfall. Or we could end up seeing this maybe become a situation where it'll weaken but expand, which could cause storm surge. Either situation is less desirable, but if this really ramps up to category 4, or God forbid even stronger, that could be pretty bad, as we all know. But look at how this held up super well, even as it went pretty far inland at this point. So looks like through the day into Wednesday in particular is when I'm going to be struggling. Probably not going to be working at all. We'll be live to cover it though, for sure. Yeah, I would love for this thing to sort of dissipate here. And here's an interesting little piece of info here. It looks like it could very well dissolve over here towards the Atlantic and try to redevelop. But unfortunately, I can only go so far into the run here. 126 hours is the max that I can go. Also, to anyone just tuning in for the first time tonight, make sure you're hitting that like button. We're just discussing some of the hazards with Idalia as we get ready for what is likely to be a major hurricane at landfall. We're just kind of discussing things, and by tomorrow we'll probably be live again covering the weather itself, because this is what we're looking at as we head into tomorrow, right around OZ, which would be about 8 o'clock Eastern. We start to see those feeder bands come in, and with this we'll increase the tornado threat as well. There's actually been some really strong wording, which I'm kind of concerned about at this point, from the National Weather Service in Jacksonville and also Tallahassee. I was hearing rumblings of them saying there could be even a couple of violent tornadoes. I'm not sure if I buy that or not, but definitely intrigues me, that's for sure. Yeah, it's not something you would expect to hear about, considering we're dealing with a tropical system here. HRRR is loaded, so it looks like we're gonna go with that here at this point. what we'll do is we'll take a closer look at the low-level jet here. There's a pre-existing wind shear here towards this region. That definitely could be a big red flag here. This is us looking at current time here. So this is Idalia. There is some pretty strong wind shear, but nothing pre-existing out ahead of it. But my guess is, given the temperatures and the just overall track of the storm, along with what's likely to be, well, shear looks pretty light at this point. Shut up, contingents. That was so cute. That wasn't cute. That was not fun at all. That was kind of nerve-wracking. That is not something you want to be in. Trust me. Everyone say hi to contingents. Saying that was cute, man. Urgh. Okay, so I guess the land interaction is going to be the main point of interest here. But I'm still trying to understand where the logic is for the strong to violent torr just based off of wind shear alone. I know other parameters come into play here. There's a lot of energy with this storm here too, I know, but I'm trying to make sense of it. Because look at sounding, not going to really see much of anything. Usually with strong to violent torrs, you got to have something behind. You got to have some point of evidence, and I'm just not sure where that's going to be. I mean, there's no surprise here that, like I said, towards that right front quadrant, low-level jet's going to be strong. It goes without saying. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, definitely going to be the main point of interest. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. The thing with these storms also, of course, is going to be the fact that with typical tropical tornadoes, we aren't going to really see them being long track type events. But I'm starting to see more and more as we go on here why they're concerned now. The more I look at these soundings, I'm seeing 0 to 3 kilometer here being really impressive at this point. Seeing over 50 knots of shear. Instability, of course, with this system is going to be limited. Oh my. These are some very intense looking hodeographs here. Even with the contamination, regardless of whether it's contamination or not. Yeah, the SRH is ridiculous. Oh boy. Okay, so I was really hoping that they were exaggerating here, but because I haven't really had a chance to look at it all day because I was just trying to make sure I beat the storms just getting out of work. But looking at it now, oh man, this is pretty concerning. So, like I said, this storm is definitely not something to be messed with. I don't want to necessarily make anyone panic or think that it's an apocalyptic type situation, but you definitely don't want to be in the path of this storm at all. If you can get out, like I said, tonight's the time. Because the longer you wait, the more difficult it's going to get. That being said, I'm going to keep looking at these hodeographs and as we continue to go on here. The low-level shear is some of the craziest I've seen. While these aren't like perfect hodeographs here, this is crazy. Yeah, but the way this low-level shear is set up, this looks a little different. like I said, I normally would say in this case, a violent tornado. It wouldn't be likely, but looking at 0 to 3 here, I actually have to say maybe there's a shot. There is a real shot, and this is really alarming too because of the fact that we could be looking at a situation in which we could be seeing rain wrapped. We could be even seeing rain wrapped strong to violent tornadoes if this comes to fruition. That's fine, Isaiah. But no, I knew what you meant, contingent. It's all good, dude. Wow, I'm really shocked, also impressed to see how much low level shear actually exists with this storm here. I really wish Kyle was here too, so I could have his thoughts on this. In fact, let me go back a little bit so I can actually save that sounding. I think it was hour 33 that I was most impressed by. So there's the download list. But man, this is wild. And really, when I look at other parameters like the energy helicity index, that's suitable as well. Shear is impressive, of course. The PW is of course going to be insane along with the humidity. So guaranteed that this is going to be rain wrap if this develops. So there's a very oh yeah, the possibility definitely exists. Because here's the thing, Isaiah, I'm going to have to switch my screen again to make sure you see the markings that I'm doing. So let me ask. Can you see any markings? Can you see any of the markings here? I got this in black, so I have to actually do a thing real quick. Can you guys see anything at all? Daggone it. Come on, Streamlabs, work with me here. Daggone it.